My dear students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video I am explaining Bachelor of Education first semester. Subject, Content cum Pedagogy of English. Important short and long questions and answers. Let's start quick revision. With short questions. First important short question is: what are the aims of teaching prose at the secondary level? The aim of teaching prose at the secondary level is to improve students' reading, writing, and thinking skills. By studying prose, students learn to understand different types of texts like stories, articles, or essays. For example, reading a story helps students analyze characters, settings, and themes. It also teaches them how to express their ideas clearly. Prose helps expand vocabulary, enhances comprehension, and develops critical thinking. Ultimately, the goal is to make students confident readers and writers, able to analyze and communicate their thoughts effectively in both school and life situations. Next important short question is: how did Mahatma Gandhi contribute to language learning in India? Write in your own words. Mahatma Gandhi made significant contributions to language learning in India. He believed that education should be in the mother tongue so that people could better understand what they were learning. Gandhi supported Hindi as the national language to help unite the country. He also encouraged simple and clear communication, using everyday language to reach more people. For example, he wrote in Hindi to make his messages accessible to everyone. His ideas helped promote language education that was easy to understand and relevant to the diverse people of India, making education more inclusive. Next important short question is: what is the role of listening in developing effective communication skills? Listening is very important for good communication. When you listen carefully, you understand what the other person is saying, which helps you respond in the right way. For example, during a conversation, if you really listen to the speaker, you can answer their question clearly and thoughtfully. Listening also helps avoid confusion and shows respect for the other person's views. It helps build better relationships and ensures your message is understood. In short, listening is the foundation of effective communication, as it lets you learn, respond appropriately, and connect with others. Next important short question is: write the difference between language learning and language acquisition. Language learning is when you actively study a language, usually in a classroom, by focusing on rules and vocabulary. For example, when you study English grammar and practice writing essays. Language acquisition, on the other hand, is the natural process of picking up a language without formal teaching, like how children learn their first language by listening to others. They don't study grammar rules, they just speak by hearing the language around them. In short, learning is a conscious effort, while acquisition happens naturally through exposure and use in daily life. Next important short question is: what are the functions and principles of English language? The functions of the English language include communication, expression, and connection. It helps people share ideas, feelings, and information. For example, speaking with a friend or writing a report both use English to communicate. The principles of English are rules like grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure. These rules help make language clear and easy to Understand. For instance, using proper punctuation or word order helps convey the right meaning. In short, English helps people communicate effectively, and its principles ensure that messages are clear, accurate, and easy to follow. Next important short question is: what are the physical factors that influence language learning? Physical factors that influence language learning include age, hearing ability, and brain function. For example, young children can learn languages faster because their brains are more flexible. As people get older, it can be harder to pick up a new language. Hearing ability also matters. If someone has trouble hearing, they may struggle with pronunciation. Additionally, physical health can affect language learning, as conditions like speech disorders or memory issues might make it harder to learn. In short, age, hearing, and overall health can all impact how easily someone learns a language. Next important short question is: who is Gijubhai Bhadeka and what is his contribution to language learning? Gijubhai Bhadeka was an Indian teacher who believed in teaching language in a practical and enjoyable way. He emphasized learning through activities, storytelling, and real-life examples rather than just memorizing rules. For instance, he used creative methods like songs, games, and group discussions to help students learn better. His approach made language learning fun and more connected to daily life. In short, Gijubhai Bhadeka's contribution to language learning was his focus on making education engaging, practical, and suited to the needs of the students, especially in rural areas. Next important short question is: write the contributions of SMT, Sarojini Naidu to language learning and literature in India. SMT, Sarojini Naidu made important contributions to language learning and literature in India through her poetry and activism. She wrote poems in English, blending Indian culture and traditions with beautiful language. For example, her famous poem In the Bazaars of Hyderabad showcases vibrant Indian life. Sarojini also encouraged the education of women and the use of English to connect with the wider world. Her works helped spread Indian literature globally and inspired many to pursue writing. In short, Sarojini Naidu's writing brought Indian culture to the forefront and inspired both language learning and literary growth in India. Next long questions. First important long question is: why is it important to learn English as a second language in today's globalized world? In today's globalized world, learning English as a second language is crucial for many reasons. English has become a common language used in business, education, travel, and online communication. Learning English opens up opportunities for individuals to connect with others around the world, access important resources, and improve their lives in many ways. One of the main reasons for learning English is that it is the most widely spoken language in the world. Many international companies and organizations use English as their working language. For instance, if you want to work in a global company or participate in international conferences, knowing English is essential. It allows you to communicate with people from different countries, helping you collaborate, build relationships, and succeed in your career. Moreover, English is the dominant language of education. Most of the world's top universities and academic papers are in English. If you know English, you can Access a wide range of resources, including books, research articles, and online courses. This gives you a chance to learn from the best and stay updated with new knowledge. For example, a student who knows English can easily access textbooks and materials for learning in various fields, such as science, technology, or business. Another reason to learn English is its importance in travel. English is often the common language in airports, hotels, and tourist attractions around the world. Knowing English helps you communicate in different countries, making your travel experiences easier and more enjoyable. It also allows you to meet people from different cultures and learn about their traditions and lifestyles. Lastly, English is the language of the Internet. A majority of online content, including websites, videos, and social media posts, is in English. Learning English gives you access to a vast amount of information, from entertainment to educational resources. In conclusion, learning English as a second language is vital in today's interconnected world. It enhances career prospects, access to education, travel experiences, and helps you stay connected in a globalized society. Next important long question is: explain about three-language formula. What is vision of NEP 2024? Teaching learning of English language. The three-language formula is a policy designed by the Indian government to promote multilingual education. It suggests that students should learn three languages during their school years to foster better communication skills, cultural understanding, and cognitive development. The three languages are: 1. Mother tongue or regional language, the language spoken at home or within the local community. It helps students stay connected to their culture and heritage. 2. English, a global language that is important for communication, education, and business worldwide. 3. Any other language, a third language, which could be a national language like Hindi or an international language like French or Spanish. The choice depends on the region or the student's interests. For example, a student in Tamil Nadu may learn Tamil, mother tongue, English, and Hindi, while a student in Maharashtra might learn Marathi, English, and Hindi. The three-language formula aims to help students become multilingual and adaptable in a diverse society. The National Education Policy, NEP, 2020 has a clear vision for the teaching and learning of English. It acknowledges that English is important in a globalized world but stresses that learning it should not come at the expense of one's mother tongue or regional languages. The NEP promotes the following. 1. English as a medium of learning. English should be used to teach various subjects like science and mathematics, not just as a language subject. This approach helps students learn content in English, which can be useful for higher education and global career opportunities. 2. Multilingualism. The NEP encourages students to learn multiple languages, including English, to help them communicate better and understand different cultures. It supports the idea that learning English should not limit the importance of regional languages, as all languages are valuable. 3. Inclusive learning. The NEP stresses that English should be taught in a way that is inclusive and accessible to all students, regardless of their background. It should be a tool to enhance learning, not just a challenge to master. In conclusion, The three-language formula promotes multilingualism, while the NEP 2020 envisions English as a vital tool for broader learning, emphasizing its importance alongside regional languages for a balanced, inclusive education system. This approach ensures that students gain skills in multiple languages, preparing them for a globalized world while maintaining their cultural identity. Next important long question is: explain different types of intonations. How does intonation affect the meaning and emotions conveyed in a sentence? Intonation is the rise and fall in pitch while speaking. It's important because it can change the meaning of a sentence and show different emotions. There are several types of intonation that affect how we understand spoken language. 1. Rising intonation. This happens when the pitch of the voice goes up at the end of the sentence. Example: are you coming to the party? The voice rises at the end. Effect: rising intonation often signals a question, uncertainty, or a request for confirmation. 2. Falling intonation. This occurs when the pitch drops at the end of a sentence. Example: I am going to the store. The voice falls at the end. Effect: falling intonation is used in statements, commands, or to show certainty. It sounds more final or authoritative. 3. Level intonation. This is when the pitch remains steady without rising or falling much. Example: he is a good boy. The voice stays flat. Effect: level intonation indicates a neutral or unemotional tone. It's often used for simple facts or when no strong emotion is involved. 4. Fall-rise intonation. This occurs when the pitch falls and then rises within the sentence. Example: I don't know. The pitch falls and then rises slightly. Effect: fall-rise intonation often shows uncertainty, doubt, or hesitation. It may also be used to soften a disagreement or to politely give an answer. 5. Rise-fall intonation. This is when the voice rises and then falls. Example: that's great. The pitch rises on great and falls after. Effect: rise-fall intonation is used to express strong emotions like surprise, excitement, or approval. It adds emphasis and shows enthusiasm. How intonation affects meaning and emotions. Intonation plays a big role in changing the meaning of a sentence. For example, you are going. With rising intonation, it's a question or surprise. You are going. With falling intonation, it's a statement of fact. I can't believe it. With rise-fall intonation, it shows excitement or disbelief. In conclusion, intonation helps convey emotions and meaning in a sentence. By changing the pitch, we can make our sentences sound like questions, statements, commands, or show feelings like happiness, surprise, or doubt. Understanding intonation helps us communicate more clearly and expressively. Next important long question is: elaborate on the listening skills. Listening skills are essential for effective communication. They help us understand others better, respond appropriately, and build strong relationships. Listening is more than just hearing words. It requires active attention, focus, and thoughtful response. There are different types of listening skills, each important in different situations. Types of listening. 1. Active listening. This involves fully concentrating on what the speaker is saying without distractions. Active listening also includes giving feedback by nodding, asking questions, or summarizing what's being said. Example, if a teacher is explaining a topic, active listening means focusing entirely on the teacher's words, not thinking about other things, and maybe taking notes or asking questions if something is unclear. Why it matters? Active listening helps in understanding the message accurately and shows respect to the speaker. 2. Empathetic listening. Empathetic listening focuses on understanding the speaker's emotions and feelings. It's about being supportive and showing compassion. Example, if a friend is sharing a personal problem, empathetic listening means paying attention to their feelings, showing care, and responding with kindness and understanding. Why it matters? This kind of listening helps build trust and emotional connections between people. 3. Critical listening. This involves listening to analyze and evaluate the message being shared. It's about forming opinions or judgments based on what's being said. Example, when watching a news report, you might critically listen to judge whether the information is reliable and if there's bias involved. Why it matters? Critical listening helps you assess the quality and truthfulness of the information. 4. Informational listening. This type of listening is used when you need to gather specific information or learn something new. Example, listening to instructions on how to use a new device or reading a manual to understand how it works. Why it matters? It helps you absorb and retain useful information. Importance of listening skills. Good listening skills help avoid misunderstandings and build stronger relationships. For example, in a conversation, if you don't listen carefully, you might miss important details, leading to confusion or miscommunication. But by listening actively and empathetically, you show respect and understanding, making interactions more meaningful. In conclusion, listening is a vital skill in communication. By practicing different types of listening, active, empathetic, critical, and informational, you can improve your ability to understand others and respond effectively. Good listening helps you learn, connect, and communicate more clearly with the people around you. Next important long question is, what is phonetics? What is the difference between vowels and consonants in phonetics? Explain with examples. Phonetics is the study of the sounds used in speech. It focuses on how sounds are produced, how they travel through the air, and how we hear and understand them. Phonetics helps us learn how different sounds are made in languages, how they change in different accents, and how they form words and sentences. Phonetics is divided into 3 parts: articulation, how sounds are made; acoustic, how sounds are heard; and auditory, how sounds are processed by our ears and brain. Difference between vowels and consonants. In phonetics, sounds are classified into 2 main categories, vowels and consonants. Here's the difference. 1. Vowels. Vowels are sounds that are produced without any blockage of airflow. When we pronounce vowels, the air flows freely through our mouth. Example, the sounds of the letters A, E, I, O, U are vowels. For instance, cat, the A sound is a vowel. See, the E sound is a vowel. Vowels are the core of syllables and can carry more sound, making them easier to hear. 2. Consonants. Consonants are sounds that occur when the airflow is either partially or fully blocked by the mouth, teeth, or lips. Example, the sounds of letters like B, C, D, F, G, H are consonants. For example, bat, the B and T sounds are consonants. Dog, the D and G sounds are consonants. Consonants help form the structure of words and give them shape, but they are usually shorter or softer in sound compared to vowels. Key differences. 1. Airflow. Vowels allow air to flow freely, while consonants restrict the airflow. 2. Sound production. Vowels are usually louder and more noticeable, while consonants are softer and often require more precise movement of the mouth. 3. Role in syllables. Vowels are the main part of a syllable, while consonants are typically at the beginning or end of syllables. Example. In the word cat, the A is a vowel, and the C and T are consonants. In conclusion, phonetics helps us understand the sounds in speech. Vowels are produced with an open mouth and free airflow, while consonants involve some kind of blockage or narrowing of the airflow. Together, vowels and consonants make up the sounds of language and help in communication. Next important long question is: explain the strategies for promoting fluency and accuracy in speaking. Skills. Improving fluency and accuracy in speaking skills is essential for effective communication. Fluency refers to speaking smoothly and confidently without hesitation, while accuracy focuses on using correct grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Both skills are crucial, and here are strategies to promote them. Strategies to promote fluency. 1. Practice regularly. The more you speak, the more fluent you become. Try to speak in English every day, even if it's just a few sentences. Example, have a short daily conversation with a friend or family member in English. For example, ask about their day or share something interesting you learned. Why it works. Regular practice builds confidence and helps you become more comfortable speaking. 2. Engage in conversations. Engage in real-life conversations with others, rather than focusing solely on grammar or vocabulary. Example, join a language exchange group where you can chat with native English speakers. Why it works. Conversation helps you think on your feet, which boosts fluency. 3. Don't fear mistakes. Don't worry about making mistakes while speaking. Focus on expressing your ideas clearly, even if you make minor errors. Example, if you say, I have went instead of I have gone, don't stop the conversation, keep talking. Why it works. Fear of mistakes slows down fluency, but accepting errors lets you speak without hesitation. Strategies to promote accuracy. 1. Focus on grammar and vocabulary. Study basic grammar and common vocabulary. Correct usage of grammar and words improves accuracy. Example, practice sentence structures, such as I like to read books, or she is going to the market. Why it works. Understanding grammar rules helps you form sentences correctly, reducing errors in speech. 2. Self-correction. When you realize you've made a mistake, correct it immediately. Example, if you say, she don't like coffee, correct yourself by saying, she doesn't like coffee. Why it works. Self-correction helps reinforce accurate speaking habits. 3. Get feedback. Ask for feedback from teachers or language partners on your speaking. Example, after a conversation, Ask someone to point out any mistakes or areas for improvement. Why it works. Feedback helps you notice errors you might not recognize on your own. Conclusion. To improve speaking fluency and accuracy, practice speaking regularly, engage in conversations, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Simultaneously, focus on grammar, vocabulary, self-correction, and seek feedback. Using these strategies together will help you speak more confidently and accurately in English. Next important long question is: discuss the role of English language in teaching, business, trade, and the corporate sector. The English language plays a significant role in multiple sectors, such as teaching, business, trade, and the corporate sector. It is often referred to as a global language due to its widespread use and importance in connecting people from different parts of the world. 1. English in teaching. English is the primary language of instruction in many schools and universities worldwide. It allows students to access global resources, textbooks, research, and academic papers, which are often published in English. Example: a student in India may study science or technology in English, allowing them to read the latest research from international scholars. Why it matters. English opens up educational opportunities, helping students from non-English speaking countries compete globally. 2. English in business. English is the most common language used in international business. It helps businesses communicate with clients, partners, and customers across the world. Example: a company based in Japan may use English to negotiate a contract with a supplier in the United States. Why it matters. English enables companies to build international relationships, expand their markets, and increase their chances of success. 3. English in trade. In international trade, English acts as a common language for trade agreements, contracts, and negotiations. It ensures clear communication between different countries, reducing the risk of misunderstandings. Example: an exporter from Brazil might send invoices and product details to a buyer in the UK in English. Why it matters. English helps businesses conduct smooth and efficient international trade, promoting global commerce. 4. English in the corporate sector. In the corporate world, English is the dominant language for communication in multinational companies. It is used in emails, meetings, reports, and presentations. Example: a manager in a multinational company communicates with teams in various countries in English, regardless of their native languages. Why it matters. English enables better collaboration, faster decision making, and the ability to work in global teams. Conclusion. In conclusion, English is crucial in teaching, business, trade, and the corporate sector. It connects people across countries, enhances educational and professional opportunities, and is essential for success in the globalized world. Next important long question is: explain the strategies to improve writing skills in teaching English. Discuss in detail. Improving writing skills in teaching English is essential for students to express themselves clearly and effectively. Here are some practical strategies that can help enhance writing skills. 1. Encourage regular writing practice. Writing regularly improves fluency and builds confidence. Students should be encouraged to write every day, whether it's a diary entry, short story, or letter. Example, ask students to write a daily journal in English about their activities or thoughts. Why it works. Frequent practice helps students become comfortable with the writing process and makes it easier to express ideas. 2. Teach the structure of writing. Teaching the structure of various writing formats, example, essays, letters, stories, helps students organize their thoughts and ideas more clearly. Example, for an essay, teach students to have an introduction, body, paragraphs with supporting details, and a conclusion. Why it works. A clear structure makes writing more coherent and easier for the reader to follow. 3. Use writing prompts. Provide specific writing prompts to help students focus on their topic and start writing easily. This reduces writer's block. Example, instead of saying, write about animals, provide a prompt like, describe your favorite animal and why you like it. Why it works. Specific prompts guide students and help them stay on topic, making writing easier and more organized. 4. Focus on revising and editing. Teach students that good writing involves revising and editing. Encourage them to review their work for mistakes and improve their writing. Example, after writing an essay, ask students to check for grammar mistakes, correct sentence structure, and ensure their ideas are clear. Why it works. Revision helps students identify areas of improvement and refine their writing, leading to clearer and more accurate work. 5. Read and analyze good writing. Expose students to high-quality writing examples. Discuss why these examples are effective, good sentence structure, vocabulary, etc. Example, read a short story or article in class and analyze what makes the writing clear and engaging. Why it works. Seeing and understanding good writing helps students apply similar techniques in their own work. 6. Provide constructive feedback. Give detailed feedback on students' writing. Highlight strengths and offer suggestions for improvement. Example, instead of just saying good job, say, your introduction is strong, but your conclusion could be more detailed. Why it works. Constructive feedback helps students learn from their mistakes and grow as writers. Conclusion. Improving writing skills requires consistent practice, understanding structure, using prompts, focusing on revision, analyzing good writing, and providing feedback. With these strategies, students will develop the skills to express their thoughts clearly and confidently in writing. I hope you understand. For other subject important questions and quick revision, links are available in description. Check out once. I think it will be useful to you. All the best students for your upcoming exams. Like and share this video with your friends.